0 second speech off.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from this channel. I can't think of anything else to say. But yeah, welcome back to another video from this channel. That's all this is, it's a YouTube channel, whatever. No, today is another one of our favorite series, or at least mine. I don't know what the rest of my fans think of it. But it's the Best of JANKTECH series, which is, let's just say, probably my favorite series to expand upon. And what we've got today is something that, well, I already basically did a review on, but another version of it. And it is the 2010 VTEC Spin and Learn Top. Now, this thing, for what it does, is very interesting. And for how it works, like, it works in an interesting way. It doesn't work like the 03 does, which is kind of interesting. I thought VTEC would kind of make it like the 03 would be. But, no, it has, like, the completely different design or whatever. But, I will say, for what it does do, it's kind of interesting. So, let me get on to describing this thing. You shake it like that. That's a fun thing to do. It's got rattles inside, so it rattles. And mine's also got a piece rattling around as well, so. Because I got this thing and it was falling apart ever since I got it. Apparently someone got it for me at Goodwill, but besides the point, this looks like the 03 does, but a bit more put together. I could do a 03 versus 2010 comparison, which I might do. Oh, just kind of, okay. Well, this thing's not working the best. I tried turning it on to see if it would work, but it doesn't want to right now. Alright then, I want to get camera angle situated, but I kind of can't. Basically, yeah, it looks like an 03. This star is a bit flatter. It's got a star on the top. It's got the round pole under that. And then under that, on the kind of base of it, because unlike the 03 where the bottom spins, the bottom is firmly put onto the middle part, or the base, except for a small portion at the very bottom, which spins, which then connects to the star. So you press the star and that part spins. But on the base, you've got 4 animals. You get a turtle, an octopus, a crab, and a dolphin. In between each of those animals, you have something. In between the turtle and octopus, you have a button. I believe that's the orange button. And it is the find the animal. In between the octopus and the crab, you've got another button. That's the blue button, and that's the counting. And then between the crab and the dolphin, you got a purple button, I believe, and that's the colors. It's the finding the colors of the animals. And then in between the dolphin and the turtle, you got your on and off switch with like a kind of JANKTECH style thing. It's like the JANKTECH style switch, but then it's got kind of like a JANKTECH style around the switch, because it's got like the sticker and all that for like the modes and stuff. It's got 2 modes, music mode and learning mode. But on the bottom, flip it over. No way, there's a speaker on the bottom. That's crazy. Yeah, there's actually a speaker on an electronic toy. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? But yeah, and then across from the speaker, which is a miracle this thing has, there's a battery compartment. Of course, mine has to be missing the cover, so yeah, it didn't come with the cover. Well, it came with part of the cover, and then the rest of it just disintegrated in my hands as I was trying to take it off. But that's besides the point. I probably should have just ordered one on eBay rather than just waiting for the one that I got here, but still, I've got one now. It works for right now. Without further ado, let's turn this on. Also, I want to say that this thing, when it was around and when it was being sold, was very popular. In fact, if I had to guess, I would say it was more popular than the 2011 version. Which is saying something because 2011's kind of took off. But now I think the 2011 has become more popular. So let's turn this on. Let's see what it has to do. And let's mess around with it.
Let's meet the sea animals.
This is music mode, or not. It's learning mode. Whatever. Makes sounds during the song, which is kind of interesting. Also, that voice is the main, like, 2010 VTEC voice. It's, like, used on, I think, like, Learn and Discover, Zoom Zoom Racer, or Learn and Discover Driver, Zoom Zoom Racer, 3-in-1 Musical Band, like, stuff like that. Learning Tunes Karaoke, Crazy Legs Learning Bug, even Little Faces Learning Mirror, and Fun Shaped Story Box. But besides the point. Go through some of the animals. Classic VTEC turtle sound.
The turtle is green.
I'm not going to go into the samples of this thing yet, because that's another analysis for the music mode.
Octopus.
But that's a classic VTEC jingle.
The octopus is pink.
Another one that you don't hear too much in later VTEC things. That's kind of cool.
Crab. The crab is red. Dolphin.
And as you can see,
The dolphin
this
is
thing
white.
is not like the 03 or its predecessor, because not only does it say the animals and the sounds, but it also says which color they are, rather than saying the animal and then like kind of an attribute, like I'm the monkey, swing like me, or whatever.
Orange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just press that to make it be quiet. But yeah, it does the animal, and then it says what color they are. And these buttons have colors as well, rather than quiz. Well,
Where is the crab?
they have quiz later, like this. Where's the crab? You press the crab.
Yes, this is the crab.
Also, VTEC clap noise. Fun. It does all 4 animals in quiz. I'm not going to go through all those. Blue, okay. Also, both of these are classic VTEC jingles. The orange, I remember that distinctly on the Touch and Teach Turtle. So that's
One,
an example I'm going to
2,
give.
3. Count the animals with me.
And when you see this is counting mode, it gives the animals, and it gives kind of what they're using, or what they count the noises.
1, 2,
And unlike it being the mode like the 03 one is,
4.
you can see it only does it once, and each animal does not have a specific number. You press 4 animals, it counts them, and then it takes you out of the mode. And if you press an animal twice, it doesn't let you know that. Instead, it just takes you out of the mode. Oh, hey, look. Another thing I recognize from Touch and Teach Turtle, and also that weird VTEC phone.
Which animal is gray?
This is the color mode, or
Yes,
quiz, or whatever.
dolphin is gray.
Also, that voice is way too high. I don't think that voice actor well, no. The Fun-Shaped Story Box and Little Faces Learning Mirror. If you saw those, you'd know what I mean. Alright. Oh, stop with your song already before I turn you off. It's a good song for a little while. It's kind of iconic for my childhood, but still. Alright, let's push this big fat star on top. Oh! So good. Okay. There you go.
Spin in the sea.
And that's a little jingle before it said let's spin in the sea. Wasn't that used on alphabet sound if I remember correctly? But still besides the point. And it also has to play the introduction song again. This reminds me of Learn to Dance too. Playing the introduction song all the time.
The starfish is yellow.
And it tells the color of that. Also, weird samples there, like the weird sample split, just laughs and then laughs again. Like, VTEC did not know what to do with their programming, so they just, the third press, they just made it laugh. They could have done something else with this, but they didn't. Now, unlike the other one, where you press the top and it changes the modes, you flip the switch and it changes the mode. So let's go into music mode. I'm going to turn this off for a little bit to point out the fact that that piano just goes down the scale. That is a very unique piano that was used in a bunch of other stuff. But let's go into the samples.
Do, re, mi. Let's sing in the
That's
sea.
do, mi, so, not do, re, mi, but whatever. I honestly could care less. Yeah, Thing does not know what the don't, still, re, mi are, but that's JANKTECH. That's the out-of-tuneness of it. Alright. Let's go through some of these animals. I'm gonna go through all the songs on this because I can. Would like to point out that it loops the animal sounds twice, so that's kind of weird. And, you know, it could have done something else. It could have just done the songs for each of the animals. There's 4 songs on the 4 animals, and there's 2 songs per each button, which is weird because the, let's just say, the 3rd button is not what you think it is. Let's go on to some of these songs here. As you can see, it plays music. Now, these samples are the same ones that are used on, like, Alphabet Apple 2009, Grow and Go Right On, and a lot of the VTEC stuff from around this time. So these samples are kind of iconic. I think also VTEC Winnie the Pooh, what was that? Winnie the Pooh Plan Learn Ball? That uses those as well. But, besides the point, these samples are kind of iconic for VTEC around this time. But after this thing was made, not many toys used these samples. There were very few after this that did. In fact, I think this might have been the last one that used these. You can see that the samples are kind of split in what it uses in each song. Also, I think that's a 3-channel MIDI. I can't tell. Yeah, that's 3 channels. Not 4. It could be 4. A lot of 2010 things used 3 or 4 channels of MIDI. I think by the time 2010 came around, nothing was using 2-channel MIDI. And so those are the 4 animals. This is one of the 3 buttons. Like I said, each button has 2 songs. If you notice, the piano, they forgot to do that correctly, so the piano's quieter than literally everything else. The drums are even louder than the piano. Also, some of these samples don't belong. I have a feeling that part of this was supposed to be made for... In fact, I think that, like, part of this was supposed to be made for the 2011 release. In fact, I think that they probably would have released the 2011 before the 2010. Reason why I say that, listen to the voice, listen to the samples. That's another thing I'm going to get onto in this series at one point, is 2011 top. Also, a lot of these MIDI files are recognizable. This just uses straight up VTEC MIDI files. I don't even know if they're VTEC, they're just MIDI files from wherever you get MIDI files from. Also, weird design thing that I just noticed. If you really wanted to, you could unscrew the star from this thing, or unscrew the top and bottom half of the star and just have the hole. Now this 3rd button, it plays the song for the turtle and the crab rather than having its own songs. I think it was supposed to have, like, its own unique songs, but it doesn't for some odd reason. I'm gonna show you that you can press this, speed up the song. The more you press it, the faster you do it. You can speed up the song more. You can press the top, and it'll play songs. You can make the animal noises during the songs. You can do the things. Each of the 3 buttons has the same 2 noises. Nothing notable. But yeah, I think that'll be about it for the review. Let's let it shut off, because this is an interesting shut off for around this time period. It actually has a shut off voice line rather than just a jingle like most VTEC toys did starting in 2010, even 2011. Well, especially 2011. 2011 was when the jingles hit big, and like did the jingles for the shut off instead of saying what it needed to say for the shut off.
Let's chin in the sea.
So yeah, I mean, this is definitely an interesting time period. If you had stuff like this, oh, screw you. You wouldn't. Okay. But you had stuff like this, and you had stuff that's like the Jungle Gym line using like the steel drum sample set. You had, well, at least in 09, you had stuff like Animal Friends Laptop, which was still using 08, 07 sounds and stuff like that. But then 2010, you kind of lose that. That's when the new sample set hits. And then 2011, that's a weird era for VTEC, because they didn't know what they were doing. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good toy. Pretty solid for when it was made. I'll have to say some of the songs and whatever are out of tune or out of sync. But yeah, I think I'll leave you from this video or whatever. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I've got something for the next JANKTECH review. I know what it's gonna be, and believe me, it's gonna be pretty interesting to look at, because it's from a line of things that is not too well known, except for one thing in that line, and that's it. And even that is kind of obscure. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Have fun. Go enjoy the jankiness of VTEC. Go buy some new jank. I don't know. I honestly could care less. But yeah, see you in the next video.
Speed view 18 minutes, 10 seconds.
Oh god, I've been...
Viewfind, zoom, pause, stop recording video, button.
Bye-bye, moppers.